Lesson 2A is writing equations in function forms and rewriting formulas. So first of all, we have a little bit of vocabulary. An equation in x and y is written in function form when the dependent variable y is isolated on one side of the equation. So in other words, it's in function form when you solve the equation for y. And a literal equation is an equation that contains two or more variables. So we're going to put equations in function form, and then we're going to write literal equations. First, we're going to rewrite the equation in function form. We have 9x minus 4y equals 8. And again, our goal is to solve for the y. So what we need to do is we need to isolate it. We need to get it on the side by itself. So I'm going to eliminate this term 9x. The only way to eliminate a term is by adding or subtracting. That's the only way that you can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 9x from both sides. When I do that, this term that I bring down is negative 4y. And this I can simply write as either 8 minus 9x or negative 9x plus 8. It really doesn't matter. I'm always going to write my x term first because eventually we're going to put it in what's known as slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form has the x first. So I just write the terms down next to each other. I have a term of negative 9x and I have a term of positive 8. My last step here is to divide everything by a negative 4. So it's every term by negative 4. So y equals, I'm going to leave this as 9/4 x. I can't simplify it. And I'm going to choose not to write it as a mixed number. And then 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So in function form, this equation is y equals 9/4 x minus 2. I'm going to have you do number 2 on your own and bring it in tomorrow, and we'll go over it with your AB groups. Next, we're going to solve a literal equation. Remember, literal equation is an equation that has two or more variables. So here we have the volume for a rectangular prism. The volume equals length times width times height, and they want us to solve this for the length. So notice when I read this, I said volume equals length times width times height. So I want to go ahead, I'm not eliminating the W and the H as far as putting it on the other side. I'm going to divide by both width and height so that I can solve, because this is all multiplication. So my volume over width times height equals the length. Volume over WH equals L. You'll use literal equations a lot in your science classes, especially chemistry. Let's do another one. Here, this is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. The area is a half times the sum of the bases. We call those base 1 plus base 2 times height. And they want us to literally solve this for the second base. So what I have to do, there's a couple things that I can do. I could choose to distribute the 1/2, or I could choose to multiply everything by 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, because when I do that, that eliminates the 1/2, and I get 2a equals b1 plus b2 times h. Now what I can do is I can divide both sides by the h. Again, I could distribute, but I'm choosing to go ahead and divide both sides by the h. As long as I do it to both sides, I'm good. So I have 2a over h equals b1 plus b2. I unlocked the parentheses because now there's no terms surrounding it. And again, I'm solving this for the b2, so I have to eliminate the b1, so I'll just subtract it from both sides. And I literally get 2a divided by h, subtract base 1 equals base 2. So take a few minutes to digest that because I want you to solve the same formula for the height. I want you to solve it for the h and bring that in tomorrow. And again, we'll discuss that in our AB groups. Okay, last one. Solve and use a geometric formula. Here's the area formula for a triangle. Area equals a half times base times height. And here they're telling us that the height is 12 inches. The first thing they want us to do is solve the actual formula for the base because we're looking for the base. So I have area equals a half times base times height. I'm going to choose to multiply again both sides by 2 because that will eliminate the half. So 2a equals bh. I'm solving this for the base, so I need to divide by the height. So 2 times the area divided by the height is equal to the base. So there's part 1. Part 2, they want us to use this new formula, the way that it's been rewritten, and find the base if the area is 106 and 8/10 square inches. Okay, and we know the height is 12 inches. So I have 2 times 106.8 divided by 12, and that's going to give me the base. Now all I have to do is work it out. So I end up with 213 and 6/10 divided by 12 equals the base. And when I divide that by 12, I get that the base is 17 and 8/10 inches. Okay, so that's it. Don't forget to do those other 2 problems, and if you want to start your assignment early, you're welcome to. Here it is, lesson 2.8, pages 129 to 131, problems 11 to 22, 27, 28, 30, 32 to 34.